Hello everyone, welcome to Solo Raids for March 20th. We're doing some new things this week. I downloaded OBS, my brother-in-law came over and helped me set it up. Also, I'm using a different emulator. He suggested that I use, I think it's called Mimu Play, and so maybe the video will look completely different this week. But we're ready to start the solo raids. I'll say that you should start out by going to your settings, switching your raid retry off to help shave off a few extra seconds for your total raid time. And remember to watch what I do for each portal, and then wait until after I've finished the portal till you know everything you need to know about that portal to open, and just do it as quickly as you possibly can. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Portal 1, we've got a Tactar. For our decks, we have Moonbeam, Acid Splash, and Blazing Agony. I'm going to go ahead with Blazing Agony. Take down any part. All parts, actually. See if we can't get those stacks on nice and quick. There we go, 6 seconds. No problem. And we can move on to Portal 2. We have Lowjack, so all but one arm. Decks available, we have Haymaker, we've got Razor Wind, and we've got Acid Splash. I'm going to go with Razor Wind. And I'll start with the biggest parts. Get those parts knocked down, go to the limbs, legs, and that's it. Okay, moving on to Portal 3. We've got another Tactar. For our decks, we have Moonbeam, Psychic Chain, and Acid Splash. For this one, I'm going to go... I think I'm going to go Psychic... Nah, Moonbeam's probably best. I think all things considered... No, all things considered, Psychic Chain's your best option because you've got more limb damage. Well, depending on whichever one of your bursts are higher, yeah, I would say Psychic Chain's the best option here because you've got more HP on the limbs than you do on the torso and the head. There we go. Go ahead and just take down these limbs real quick and switch over to the head and finish off on the torso. 8 seconds. All right, switch Portal 4. Got another Tactar. We've got Grim Shadow. It's not a great choice for this early part in the raid. We've got Haymaker, another not great choice, and Psychic Chain again. We're going to go with Psychic Chain. Grim Shadow takes too long to ramp up to do its true damage. Cosmic Haymaker takes way too long to activate. So we're definitely going to go with Psychic Chain on this one. It's not, I mean, the other one with the Moonbeam was a pretty close call. I mean, and if you had a high level Moonbeam, it would have been better to go with the Moonbeam. But with these ones being Haymaker and Grim, it's just, it's obvious this one's the best deck. All right, moving on to Portal 5. We've got another Tactar, Maelstrom. We've got Victory March Haymaker, Victory March Skull Bash, and we've got a Skull Bash with Crushing Impact. I think probably our best bet for this one is going to be Victory March with Skull Bash, because with each part that dies, it'll do more damage, and also if we start with the head, that'll make it go even faster. Yeah, the other support effect that we have available is Crushing Instinct, and that is really not great. So let's go ahead and go with deck 3, Victory March, Skull Bash. Start on the head and then take down the arms. Okay, got that one, that one, that one. And Victory March is starting to ramp up. It's weird though, we didn't get any freaking bursts, but the Victory March increased the tap damage, so it's all good. Alright, Portal 6, we've got Tarot, we've got a really good deck. Number 1 is Inspiring Force with Swarm, number 2 is Thriving Plague with Rancid Gash, always a good deck. We've got a head deck, and we've got a torso head or totem head deck. Your best bet's going to be either deck 1 or deck 2, depending on which one you feel more comfortable with. Since it's since it's tarot, you probably, honestly, it really doesn't matter on this one. I think probably most people have their Thriving Plague Rancid Gas cards higher than their Inspiring Force and Swarm, so I'm going to go with deck 2, and you can do Psycho on tarot when there's no armor. You can actually do it when there is armor, but it makes no difference at all what part you attack when there's no armor. Alright, moving on. Portal 7. We've got another Takdar. For our decks, we've got Inspiring with Swarm, we've got a Torso deck, we've got a Victory Haymaker deck, and we've got a Thriving Plague Rancid Gas deck. I think, again, we're going to go with Thriving Plague Rancid Gas just because it's usually the stronger cards that most people have. And we can just get those stacks down. If the RNG will favor us, and we'll get a quick kill on them. I don't know. It is possible. If you have a fairly high Swarm deck, you might be further ahead to go with Inspiring Force, because I know Swarm actually has a higher chance to infect or to get an Affliction stack than Thriving Plague does. So that's up to you. Portal 8, we've got a Mohawka. Our decks are Ancestral Favor with Razor Wind. We've got a Swarm Whip. We've got a Thriving Plague with Blazing Inferno, and we've got a Decaying Strike with Whip. I think probably your best bet would be to go with Ancestral Favor with Razor Wind, because you get a support card. These other decks, you don't have a support card. The support cards are actually really important early. So we'll go with deck 1, Ancestral Favor with Razor Wind, and just go ahead and knock down that beefy head. The legs are obviously really beefy on Mohawka. There we go. Nice quick kill. And moving on to Portal 9. We've got another, this is a Juck actually. And we've got Ancestral Favor with Moonbeam. We've got a Torso deck. We've got a Purifying Blast deck. And we've got a Ancestral Favor with Psychic Chain. I think probably best to go Ancestral Favor with Chain, because I know the limbs actually have both the arms and the legs together have as much as both the head and the torso together, because Juck's got the even distribution of HP. So yeah, you've got way more HP on limbs than you do on torso. So we're going to go with the Ancestral Favor limbs deck. And you can ignore either the torso or the head, whichever one you end up on is easier for you. And it looks like I got an extra little tap there on the torso, so I'm going to go ahead and hit that one. There we go. That went quick. We can move on to Portal 10. We get our first Armored Titan. It's Tarot. We're going to go ahead and check our decks. Swarm with Fragmentation. We've got Clanship Barrage, Razor Wind. We've got limb theme. We've got Limb with Armor, and we've got Thriving Plague with Rancid Gas. I'm going to go ahead and go. Probably the fastest one on this one is going to be Thriving Plague with Rancid Gas, and we'll focus down the torso and the limbs. Ignore the head. And get that stack on there. And yeah, there we go. Nice, 7 seconds. That went nice and quick. Go ahead and move on to portal number 11. We've got a Takdar. For our decks, we've got Fragmentize and Swarm. Fragmentation and Swarm. We've got Ancestral Favor, Fragmentize. We've got Moonbeam with Totem. We've got Clanship Barrage with Prism, and we've got Razor Wind with Totem. Yeah, this is this is probably going to be an ancestral favor with Fragmentize. Uh, you got to take down all the armor on Tactar, so it's good to have a little armor damage. And then when it comes to the body, ancestral favor keeps that buff because it's just burst damage in general that's increased. So you want to go with deck 2. You don't have to deal with the RNG of Totem and the fact that you won't get any support effect if you use the Clanship Barrage deck or the deck number 1. Alright, Tactar, you need to take down all parts, so we'll go ahead and start with the big parts. Just knock them down. Might as well finish off these armor first. Wow, actually the limbs go down so fast, we just go ahead and polish them off. There we go. 14 seconds. Great. Move on to Portal 12. Portal 12, we have another Tarot. Our decks available. We've got a Flak Limb deck. We've got a Inspiring Force Swarm deck. We've got a Limb deck. We've got a Radio Prism deck. And we've got a Decaying Whip deck. I think probably our best bet for this one. Oh, they really don't give us a lot of good options on this one. That's terrible. All right, I'm going to say probably our best bet is going to go with. Right, there's so much HP on the torso and head that this would do poorly. This would do poorly against body, and most people's radioactive's low in general. So I'm going to say your best bet's going to be with deck 2. You're going to have to eat through that armor. But once the armor goes down, you'll be able to take the body down fast. And we're going to go Cycle because Swarm works best with Cycle. Avoid the head, just hit the torso and the limbs. Get that armor off so that Inspiring Force can activate. There we go. And there we go. All right. Moving on to Portal 13. We've got another Tactar, no info yet. Decks available, Fragmentized Swarm. We've got Fusion Bomb with Inspiring Force. We've got Flak Limb. We've got Torso, and we've got Purifying Blast. Now, I want to go with a support card, so probably. Oh, I don't like Fusion Bomb, especially on these low levels, because then you have to get a Fusion Bomb to do damage. I think probably our best bet on this one's either 5 or 1. I think the support card doesn't help us with the torso or with the fusion bomb. I feel like our best bet here is to go with I feel like 1's our best bet. We can break through the armor with Fragmentize, and Swarm can take down the body. So go ahead and start knocking that out. Oh, that might have been a mistake. Let's get that Swarm around here. Wow. Okay, once we get less parts, Swarm will start doing better, more focused damage. You want to focus. Come on, Swarm. Get your stacks going. Oh, that was close. Oh, way too close. I blame not having a support card or a dependable support card. Fusion Bomb is just not dependable when it comes to finishing off a Titan. It's great for when you have to do more than one deck, but when you have to finish in one deck, it's not dependable. So I feel like probably best case scenario there is using deck 1. You might have better success with deck 5. I believe it was Purifying Blast. Acid Splash might give you better results because it's got the more generalized damage, whereas Fragmentation falls off after the armor's down. All right, Portal 14. We've got a Sterile. No info yet. We've got Fragmentized Swarm. We've got Clanship Barrage with Razor Wind. We've got a Limb deck. We've got Victory March with Haymaker, and we've got Victory March with the Limb deck. All right. Yeah, I think probably your best bet's going to be with either Clanship Barrage and Razor Wind or Victory March and Chain. Either way, you're not going to have a support with deck 2. you are going to have a support with deck 5, but it's not going to kick in until later. But the good thing about Sterile is you can take down all the limbs quickly to get Victory March to ramp up faster, and you'll have the damage on Psychic Chain. So we're going to go with deck 5 and start out with the arms so we can get quick damage faster. Alright, yeah, the arms should go down pretty fast, and each arm that goes down, subsequent parts go down a lot faster, thanks to Victory March's ramp up. And then torso, nice and quick. Alright, 16 seconds. That's good. Alright, moving on to Portal 15. We've got another Sterile. Still no info. We've got Fragmentized Swarm. We've got Victory March Haymaker. We've got Clanship Barrage Flak with Ancestral Favor. It's a great card, or a great deck. We've got Haymaker Limb Armor. We've got Victory March Haymaker with Inspiring. And we've got our Thriving Plague Blazing Inferno deck. I think probably your best bet on this one is just to go ahead and go with the Ancestral Favor Flak Clanship Barrage deck, although 6 will probably do well too. But I like the focus damage that Ancestral Favor Clanship Barrage has to offer for Sterile, because the torso is just so beefy. Otherwise you'll have to deal with trying to make sure that the limbs don't fall too fast to keep that Thriving Plague damage up. So we're going to go with deck 3. And we'll take down the hand first, move to the leg, and let Flak finish off the hand, move to the head, and then to the torso. There we go. And this deck's so powerful that it really didn't need Flak. It just the Clanship Barrage, and then any other burst would have done it. Alright, we can move on to Portal 16. We've got a Juck, still no info. We got a Fusion Bomb Swarm deck. We've got Inspiring Force Razorwind Grim deck. We've got a Clanship Barrage Flak Ancestral Favor deck. 4 is a Torso with Ancestral Favor. 5 is Inspiring Force with Purifying Blast. And 6 is Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, and Fragmentize. So with Juck, you can just take the legs, torso, and head down, which is great for these Ancestral Favor Flak or Ancestral Favor Fragmentize. We're going to go with we can go ahead and let's go ahead and go with Fragmentize, because it gets its full damage on the armor, and by the time the armor's down, everything else is just going to die so fast to Clanship Barrage. So we'll go with deck 6. And we'll take out the legs. And then after the legs, we'll go to the torso. Or sorry, head. Yeah, head's better. Finish with torso. There we go. 14 seconds. Not bad. If I had focused the head first, it might have been a little quicker. Not much though. Less than a second. Alright, Portal 17, we got a Tarot. And we've got a Fusion Bomb Swarm deck. We've got a Maelstrom Swarm deck, which is really good. We've got a Clanship Barrage Ancestral Favor Limb deck, which is really good. And we've got a head deck with the same setup. And we've got a Swarm with Decaying Strike, and we've got Purifying Blast, Inspiring Force. Okay, this is definitely either 3 or 4, depending on whichever one has the highest amount of HP, which is the head. So we're going to go with deck 4, Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, and Skull Bash. We'll start on the leg. Actually, we can start with the head. This works fine. We can finish with the leg. Great. Ten-second takedown. That's great. Continue on to Portal 18. And we've got another Juck. No info yet. Our deck's available. We've got Fusion Bomb Prism Swarm. We've got Ancestral Favor Clanship Barrage Flak. We've got Ancestral Favor Clanship Barrage Moonbeam. We've got a Ancestral Favor Clanship Barrage Razorwind. We've got Haymaker, Chain and Armor, and we've got Victory March with Grim. Against Juck, I'm going to say probably our best bet here is to go with one of the Ancestral Favor Clanship Barrage decks. And we've got 3 to pick from. So let's go with the torso one, because torso will have about the same amount as the head. Flak would do good too, but We'll go with the torso one. I feel like that one is more dependable. Take down the torso first, move to the head afterward. And then the legs should go down a lot faster. There we go, 14-second takedown. Good. And we can move on to Portal 19. We got a low jack, no info. Should be next one. Next one should have info. We've got Ancestral Favor with torso. We've got Swarm and Acid Splash with Rancid Gas. We've got a head deck with Haymaker. We've got a Victory March Grim Shadow deck. We've got a Victory March Haymaker deck. And we've got a Thriving Plague Blazing... What is this thing called? Blazing Inferno with Rancid Gas. Let's do that one. 6. Low jack, you have to take down all but one part, so this is a good one to do cycle on. And of course, when you're using a cycle deck on low jack, it's okay to just go ahead and take down all the parts. That little bit of armor that it takes down is worth the damage increase that you get when you're, taking down all the parts. Oh, come on. Thriving Plague's not proccing like it's supposed to. There we go. All right, one thing I did want to mention is I figured out why my screen was blacking out so much last week, and it's still doing it this week, is because I'm having an issue with my graphics card. I ended up buying a new monitor just to be sure, but apparently it's an issue with my graphics card. So my brother-in-law said he would help me with that this week. Last week he helped me with installing the new emulator and the new recording software OBS. So yeah, hopefully by next week, you guys won't be able to tell because of the graphics card, because it only blanks out for like a second and then comes back on, but it's really distracting whenever I'm trying to run it. So anyway, Portal 20. We've got a Tactar. Info is -5% to all support effects. So our deck's available. We've got Fusion Bomb Swarm. We've got Swarm with Maelstrom. We've got Ancestral Favor, Clinch It, Barrage Flak. We've got a Armor Limb deck. We've got a Head Haymaker deck. We've got a Limb Decaying Strike deck. And we've got a Limb Thriving Plague deck. For this one, I'm going to say probably our best bet's either 2 or 3. Unfortunately, both Rancid Gas and Ancestral Favor take a double debuff due to the -5% support debuff. So, but there's still a better option than these other decks that are available. I'm going to say since this is Tactar, we're going to go ahead and go with the Cycle deck instead of the Burst deck. So we'll go ahead and go with Maelstrom, Swarm, and Rancid Gas, deck 2. And Maelstrom really helps out other Affliction decks. Plus, it'll make up for that damage loss that we lost off of Rancid Gas because of the support debuff. And again, you can take down the limbs as fast as you want, because without Thriving Plague, you don't really have to worry about keeping as many parts afflicted as possible. All right, that was Portal 20. Moving on to Portal 21. We got another Tactar. Oh, well, let's look at our info first. Info is plus 40% affliction chance. That's a good one. I like that one. We've got a Fusion Bomb. We've got a Body Grim deck. We've got an Armor Limb deck. Purifying Blast for body. We've got a Limb Armor deck. We've got a Head deck. And we've got another Limb deck. All right. For one deck, this is a really rough one to take down with one deck. I think probably our best bet here is to rely on the damage, the high damage of Purifying Blast to cut through the armor, and then to finish off the body. Unfortunately, this may be our first 2 deck, which is really sad this early. So if we can't finish off, we'll do the head and the torso first, so if we can't finish off, we can easily finish off with any of these limb decks. So deck 4 starting off, hopefully we can take it down without any trouble, but you never know. All right, starting with the head. Yeah, since Purifying Blast has such high dependable damage. The RNG is not great, but the damage is dependable. Man, if only it procs, right? There we go. There we go. Keep it moving, 5 seconds. All we gotta do is get those. There we go. Yeah, as long as your RNG is dependable or is good, you will get through it. Sorry, that's a really rough one right there, though. But if you have to go to 2 decks, make sure you take down the head and torso first and use one of the limb decks to take down the limbs. All right, moving on to 22. We've got a Juck. Our debuff is minus 20% all torso damage, so that's easy with Juck. We can just avoid the torso. Available decks, we've got Fusion Bomb with Armor and Swarm. We've got a Body Grim deck. We've got a Limb Armor deck. We've got a Head Haymaker deck. We've got a Full Armor deck. We've got Totem with Purifying Blast. And we've got Victory March with Haymaker. Yeah, 6 is a powerful deck. This might end up being 6, and with this you want to do as few transitions as possible, so we might just go ahead and just cut through that debuff on the torso and just depend on the damage that totem gives us to just ignore that debuff. So we're going to go head, torso, legs with deck 6. Let's start out with the torso. It's a lot easier to make that transition from torso to head than head to torso. There we go. There we go. Just switch up to head. Here we got it. That was a good transition. And we switch down to leg. And I think if we let that one fly past, oh, I accidentally hit it on the way over. That's all right. We got it. All right. That's Portal 22 cleared. We can move on to Portal 23. We've got a low jack. We've got Power Surge plus 25% all burst damage. Let's see what our decks are. We got a Fusion Bomb Swarm, we've got Body Grim, we've got Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, and Psychic Chain, which will work good on this one. Because I think, yeah, it's 25% all burst damage. And then we've got Razor Wind with Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage. We've got Purifying Blast for Body. We've got Totem Torso, and we've got we've got Limb Decaying Strike. I think we're going to go with Ancestral Favor with the limb focus, because you have to take down at least 5 of Lojack's limbs, and by the time those are gone, you're going to have that good ramp up on Clanship Barrage. Plus, this is a good portal for burst. So we're just going to go ahead and focus down those limbs real quick. And now Clanship Barrage will be ramped up, and we can just take down the head. I faltered a little bit there and went for the body or the torso first, but that's okay. There we go. Yeah. Real good. And we can move on to Portal 24. We've got another Tarot. We've got minus 15 all affliction damage. That's not too bad. We've got a Body Grim deck. We've got an Armor Limb deck. We've got a Head deck with Haymaker. We've got a Victory March with Razor Wind, Clanship Barrage. We've got a Full Armor deck. We've got a Limb deck with Decaying Strike. And we've got Thriving Plague with Blazing Inferno. I think I want to go with... Oh, this one's Affliction Damage. Yeah, that's not great. That is not great. I still think, though, that our best bet is going to be... Yeah, I still think our best bet's going to be with deck 7. And I just make sure to focus heavily on the torso and try not to let the limbs die fast. With all these other ones, we're getting a debuff with no matter what, because we have a debuff to body there and torso and head. Here we've got debuff to armor. Here we've got debuff to everything except for the head. Here we've got debuff until we start killing off parts. Only armor, no body. Only limb, no torso or head. So I think 7's our best bet, regardless of the fact that our debuff is on affliction. Definitely get those stacks on the torso first, and if you can help it, only get the Blazing Inferno on the limbs. Those legs will need a little, yeah, I forgot to mention, ignore the head completely. You won't need any damage on the head. Okay, here we got it. That went quick. Quick, quick, easy. All right, that's 24 cleared. We can move on to 25 now. We've got a Juck, and take a look at the info. We've got burst plus 25% all burst chance, which is a great buff. So one's our Fusion Bomb Swarm. We've got Ancestral Favor Clinch Barrage Flak. We've got a Limb Armor deck. We've got a Head Haymaker deck. We've got Torso Totem deck. We've got a Totem Purifying Blast deck, and we've got a Whip with Prismatic Rift. Definitely our best bet is deck number 2. On Juck, you can just do legs, torso, head. So let's go ahead and use deck 2. Start off on the leg, switch over to the other leg. Hopefully Flak will take down the leg. Oh, come on, there we go. Yeah, I think Flak should take down the legs. Should being the key word here. If not, that's fine. All right, so we'll finish off the head, move to the torso, back to the legs, and we're good. 16-second clear. Great, now we can move on to 26. We've got a Sterile, minus 20% all armor damage, or arm damage, all arm damage. And for our decks, we've got Ancestral Favor with Torso Focus. We've got a Limb Armor deck. We've got a Head Haymaker deck. We've got Victory March with the Razor Wind, Clanship Barrage. We've got Totem Purifying Blast. We've got Limb with Decaying Strike, and we've got Limb Thriving Plague. I'm going with deck 5. Sterile is really torso heavy, so the fact that you can only stay on one target for a long time is really great for Totem, and then we can just clean up the head and the 2 limbs at the end. So deck 5, starting on the Totem, or sorry, torso, starting on the torso. And it should go down fast. These Titans are still really thin for me. Oh man, I screwed that transition up. They're just a little bit low on that. Okay, and we can switch down to the leg. Just got a little bit more beef than the hand. Ooh, nice transition. There we go. Not fast, but at least it was a 1 deck takedown, and I don't believe, unless you have some seriously strong cards, I don't believe that's a 1 deck takedown with any of the other decks. We can go back to 27. We've got Juck. Our info is 20% increased 20% all armor damage. So armor will melt fast. We've got Clanship Barrage with Flak and Ancestral Favor. We've got Clanship Barrage with Fragmentize and Ancestral Favor. And we've got Armor with Limb. We've got Head Haymaker. We've got Full Armor, Thriving Plague with Blazing Inferno and Rancid Gas. And we've got Whip for armor with Blazing Inferno. What was our buff again? All armor damage. Okay, so armor goes down fast. I feel like... I feel like Thriving Plague with Blazing Inferno and Rancid Gas kills it just a smidgen faster than the Ancestral Favor Barrage decks. Just a smidgen. And we can cycle around the torso. No, you know what? I think Flak does it faster. If we only focus 4 parts, I think Flak does it faster. So we'll go ahead and do deck 1, focused on the legs, then torso, then head. Sorry, head first, then torso. There we go. Switch back to the head. Come on. Get that little last chunk. Yeah, I'm not confident that this was faster than the Cycle deck. So the Cycle deck might have been faster, although it's a toss-up. I feel like they're pretty close. So either way, it's a one deck clear. If your cards are around my level, maybe even a little lower. So I still had about, what was it, 8 seconds left or something like that. All right, Portal 28, we've got a sterile, minus 5% to all support effects. Our decks available, we've got Fusion Bomb with Prismatic Rift and Swarm. We've got Ancestral Favor with Clanship Barrage and Flak. We've got Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage and Skull Bash. We've got a Head Focus with Haymaker. We've got Victory March with Razorwind and Clanship Barrage. We've got a full armor focus, and we've got Victory March with Haymaker. This is pretty clear. Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, and Flak. Unfortunately, the Ancestral Favor will take a double debuff from that, but I don't see any of these others taking it down in one deck. Yeah, particularly since you've got armor focus there. You don't need to hit the head on sterile. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's go. Yeah, okay, this works great. No, I think Flak's better. Since you're going to spend so much time on the torso, I think Flak's better. We're going to go ahead with deck 2, Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage and Flak. Take down the hand and the leg. Switch to the head. I'm mighty sure that Flak will take down these limbs. I accidentally stayed on that limb a little too long. Yeah, nice. Okay, we finish off the head and then go back to the torso. And by this time, Clanship Barrage is ramped up fast enough, or high enough, that it'll just take it down. 9 seconds left. Okay, and we can move on to Portal 29. So for Portal 29, we have a Tarot, plus 25% damage to arms. Alright, if we have a Cycle deck, that might be worth it. We've got Fusion Bomb with Swarm. We've got Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, and Flak. Ancestral Favor with a Torso Focus. We've got a Swarm, Blazing Inferno. We've got Victory March Grim. We've got a Head Focus with Ancestral Favor. And we've got Victory March with Haymaker. Yeah, this one's definitely Flak. Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, Flak. We can just take down the leg, torso, and head, and that's an easy kill. Nice, fast, and easy. Focus down that leg armor, switch up to head. Head armor gone, we switch to the torso. Back to head. We've got our Clanship Barrage ramped up pretty good now. Shouldn't take too long to take down the big parts. And then we just finish off that leg real quick right at the end. There we go. Alright, we can move on to Portal 30. Portal 30, we've got a Juck. We've got buffs and debuffs now from this point on. Our buff here is plus 20% all raid damage, which is a great buff, and minus 20% all leg damage, which is fine on Juck. We can just avoid the legs, do the arms, torso, and head if we need to. We've got a Fusion Bomb with Swarm. We've got Fusion Bomb Swarm for armor. We've got a Body Focus with Grim. We've got a Limb Focus with armor. We've got a Head Focus with Haymaker. We've got Torso Focus with Totem. And we've got a Thriving Plague Blazing Inferno with Rancid Gas. One of these days I'm going to remember the name of this card. It's Blazing Inferno. I don't know why I want to call it Burning Agony. It just, something inside me wants to say Burning Agony every time I see it. So anyway, deck 7, we're going to go ahead and hit torso, head, and torso, head, and arms, and avoid legs. There we go. Make sure you get a good focus on the head and torso. There you go. Might have been a little further ahead if I had focused on the legs, regardless of the fact that I had the leg debuff. Come on. There we go. Whoo, last second. Yeah, that was close. Okay, I think probably my mistake there was avoiding the debuff, which really is not a big deal because the raid buff counters it. So if you if you learn from my mistake here, I would say go ahead and hit the legs, because hitting more parts that are weaker is better than hitting less parts that are stronger when you're using Thriving Plague. So instead of hitting the torso, hit the legs. Hit the head, arms, and legs instead of hitting the torso, arms, and head. All right, we can move on to Portal 31. And we've got a Tactar. Our info is 40% affliction duration increase and minus 20% to all limb damage. That's a terrible debuff for Tactar because you have to take down all of his limbs. But we do get that affliction duration, so that'll buff the swarm. That'll buff swarm. It's a debuff to fusion bomb, so we got fusion bomb swarm for deck 1. Deck 2, we've got radial with swarm and rancid gas. Deck 3, we've got ancestral favor, clinch it, barrage, and flak. Deck 4 is the limb armor deck. Deck 5 is the head haymaker deck. Deck 6, victory march with grim. Deck 7, victory march with clinch it, barrage, and razor wind. And 8 is thriving plague, blazing inferno, and rancid gas. Yeah, I think we have to take down all parts anyway, so I think the way to go on this one is going to be deck 8, thriving plague, blazing inferno, rancid gas, and remember to focus down torso and head as hard as you possibly can. Get those stacks on there and just kind of get the blazing inferno on the other parts. I mean, you will have to eventually take them down, so it's not like a complete catastrophe if you get thriving plague on them. There we go. That went really well. Okay, we can move on to Portal 32. For Portal 32, we have a Tarot. Our info is plus 20% all armor damage, so armor will go down fast, and minus 20% all head damage, so the head will die slow. And for our decks available, we've got Clinch It Barrage, Ancestral Favor Flak. We've got Clinch It Barrage, Ancestral Favor Moonbeam. We've got we've got the same thing with Razor Wind, the same thing with Fragmentize. They gave us the whole lineup for Ancestral Favor, so you really have your pick. Then we got a head deck with Haymaker. 6 is Victory March with Clinch It Barrage and Razor Wind. 7 is a Torso Focused Totem. And 8 is a Ancestral Favor with the head focus. All right, and what was it, the weekend? Okay, so head's taking less damage. I think if we go with the I'm gonna say flak. Let's go with Ancestral Favor, Clinch It, Barrage, and Flak, and we'll just go ahead and take down the leg, torso, and head. I don't think that head deck is enough to keep us from beating this in one. The head debuff is enough to keep us from beating it in one deck. In fact, I'm pretty positive it's not. The head will go down because of the ramp up of Clinch It, Barrage. Oh, come on, proc. I need you to start. RNG was bad on that one, but we still got it. Yeah, 2 million. Okay, 32 cleared. We can move on to 33. For 33, we've got a Sterile, 20% increase to all body damage and 20% decrease to all leg damage. That's fine by me. Our decks available, we've got a Fusion Bomb, Prism, and Swarm. We've got Ancestral Favor, Clinch It, Barrage, and Psychic Chain. We've got the same thing with Razor Wind. We've got a Head Focus with Haymaker. We've got a Limb Focus with Decaying Strike. We've got Victory March with Haymaker. We've got our Thriving Plague, Blazing Inferno with Rancid Gas. And we've got a Whip, Blazing Inferno, and Armor deck. All right, so legs take less damage. That's not a big deal. We only have to take down one leg. We only have to take down one leg if we go with yeah, I think we should go with deck number 3. Yeah, deck number 3 is our best bet because we're going to be doing a lot of damage to that torso. It is really bulky. Even with the armor gone, it's still got a ton of bulk. So we're going to go with deck 3. We'll take down the head, and then move to the torso, and then finish off the limbs. Start high because that way, once it's ramped up, it's flying as short a distance as possible to do the damage. There we go. Razor Wind, do your job. Torso is so bulky on sterile. There we go. Well, that went fast. That was actually real fast. Great. We're well into our 30s now without having to use 2 decks. That makes me happy. All right, 34. We've got sterile again. We've got plus 25% all arm damage and minus 15% all affliction damage. Okay, and our decks available, we've got Fusion Bomb Swarm, we've got Ancestral Favor with Flak, Clanship Barrage, and we've got Ancestral Favor with Clanship Barrage and Skull Bash. We've got the same thing with Fragmentize. We've got a Limb-focused armor deck with Haymaker. We've got a Victory March with Grim, Victory March with Haymaker, and we've got Thriving Plague. All right, so we have a decrease to affliction damage. I think we're going to go with another Clanship Barrage deck, and for this one, I'm pretty sure Flak is the winner. Yeah, Flak's the winner on this one. We can take down the hand, the leg, the head, and the torso, and by the time that's all the armor's down and we've taken down the head, Clanship Barrage will be ramped up enough to finish off that torso for us. Flak may even take down the legs. Yeah, that's great. And finish off the head, back to the torso. Yeah. Come on. There we go. Okay. Knock down Portal 34 pretty quick. We can move on to 35. Wow, 3 steriles in a row. We've got plus 25% burst chance, and we've got minus 20% all leg damage. Okay, that's actually great. If we have another Clanship Barrage deck, it's a shoo-in. We got Fusion Bomb with Swarm for armor. We've got Body Focus with Grim. We've got Ancestral Favor with a Torso Focus. That's actually not too bad. We've got Armor with Limb. We've got Head with Haymaker. We've got Full Armor. We've got Totem Torso, which also isn't too bad. And then we've got a Limb with Decaying Strike. I think we go with Ancestral Favor with the Torso Focus. Unfortunately, we won't get Moonbeam or Soulfire when we're doing the head and the limbs, but they're skinny enough that they should go down. Plus, we have burst chance increase. So I think, deck 3, Ancestral Favor with the Torso Focus is our winner here, and go ahead and let that deck do its job on the torso. There we go. It's fully ramped up. That was pretty fast. And the torso will go down fast. And we'll only have the skinny head and limbs left after that. We'll still get the damage buff for Ancestral Favor. Oh wow, that's taken a lot longer than I anticipated. But the legs and the hands are really skinny. So we might not get this. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Well, let's see what we could have done better. All right, so for our remaining decks, I don't see any that could have done it. Yeah, I don't think that any other deck could have done it. So to one-hit that Titan, your best bet is still deck 3. If you're just a couple levels higher than me, you've got it easily. The RNG for Totem would not have been enough. It would have been bad, and I don't think it would have been enough. Although it is probably possible for people who have higher decks than I do. Yeah, I'm going to go with deck 8 to finish this off. Because all I have left is the leg and the hand. Yeah, it went quick. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I was really only like 170k away. 170,000 away from finishing that off. If I had a little bit better RNG, and maybe done a little better on my transition, I could have got it. All right, Portal 36, we've got a LoJack, 40% affliction duration increase, and 20% decrease to affliction chance. Okay, so affliction does get a little bit of an increase, but I'd say the chance is a much heavier decrease than the increase for the focus. All right, let's look at our decks. Unfortunately, LoJack is a Cycle Titan too, so you almost have to use an Affliction deck. We've got Fusion Bomb Swarm, Fusion Bomb with Armor Focus and Swarm. We've got Purifying Blast with a Body Focus. We've got a full Armor deck. We've got Totem with Torso Focus. We've got we've got Ancestral Favor with the Head Focus. And we've got Victory March with Haymaker. And we've got the Whip, Blazing Inferno, Armor Focus. All right, one deck clear is not going to be possible for me. I'm going to just go ahead and say that right now. So probably my best bet would be to take down as much armor as possible and then finish off with the Purifying Blast, Inspiring Force. So yeah, I think with the levels of my card, probably I'm best suited to do the full armor deck and clear all the armor and then switch over to 3. So we're starting with 4, clear full armor. We can obviously completely ignore one limb since we're having to focus down each part individually. You know what, let's get these limbs down so that Flak can do the damage it's meant to do, which it won't be high since our support is Prismatic Rift, but it'll be a little bit. Come on, I need to get all this armor. I need it all. There we go. We just focus down these little binky limb parts. All right. And we did enough. 2 million's not too bad for such a weak deck. I feel like it's a really weak deck, but it was our best bet for the 2 deck clear. Now we can switch over to deck 3, Purifying Blast with Inspiring Force, and that will go quick. You just polish off that hand real quick. Leg. Oh, come on, RNG. There we go. Yeah, I want that nice RNG. Man, I can't believe Purifying Blast. It's only got like a 6% chance to go off. It's so frustrating. You sit there on those stacks waiting. And then Acid Splash ends up taking it down. Unfortunate. All right. That was a 2 deck clear for me for sure. There is no deck there that could have gotten it all done for me. For you guys, oh man, I should have. Yeah, I'm sure you probably noticed which deck you would use. Either of those Fusion Bombs with Swarm probably could have done okay. Unfortunately, the debuffs, the Affliction duration increase is bad for Fusion Bomb, but the Affliction chance increase is great for Swarm. So I don't know. Maybe one of those 2 decks could have taken it down with one hit, but not for me, for sure. All right, moving on to Mohawka. This is Portal 37, and we've got 25% increase to all head damage and 15% decrease to affliction damage. All right, that's unfortunate because we do have to hit the head, and Mohawka is a Cycle Titan, so we almost have to use affliction decks. We've got Fusion Bomb with Swarm. We've got Body Focus with Grim. We've got Ancestral Favor with the Torso Focus. We've got Purifying Blast with Body Focus. We've got Limb Armor Focus. Victory March with Grim. We've got Totem with Purifying Blast, and we've got Thriving Plague with Limb. Yeah, this is going to be another one that's not going to be a 2. This is going to be a 2 deck takedown for me for sure again. And I think probably best to take down the limbs and then focus head and whatever's left with 7. So we're going to go with deck 8, finish those limbs off, get as much damage on the head as we can, and then finish off with deck 7. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, we just need those Thriving Plague stacks to go down. And we do want to take down those limb parts. Wow. This RNG is just something else today. Come on. There we go. Good. There we go. Just a little tiny damage boost from doing that. We almost got the armor. Not bad. Of course, the head was a little bulky because of the debuff. But we shouldn't have any trouble finishing it off with Totem and Purifying Blast, deck 7. Will not take long at all. Yeah, I figured half dead, almost half dead by the time the fairies make it. So, all right, now we can move on to Portal 38. We've got Taktar with a 10% all support effect increase and minus 20% all limb damage. That sucks. You have to take down all Taktar's limbs, so that's not a great one. We got Fusion Bomb Swarm, we got Ancestral Favor, Clenchip Barrage, Razor Wind, we've got Purifying Blast Body Focus, we've got Totem with Purifying Blast, we've got Ancestral Favor with the Head Focus, we've got Thriving Plague with the Limb Focus, we've got Thriving Plague General with Blazing Inferno. Yeah, I got it right that time. I'm so good at this. And then we've got a whip with Blazing Inferno with the armor focus. I'm going to go with deck 7. I don't believe there was a decrease. Yeah, there's no decrease to afflictions, just a general limb decrease. So we'll go ahead and go at deck 7 and take down as much as we can, and whatever's left, we'll finish off with deck 3. Here we go. So we do want to try and get all the armor down. So we get the Blazing Inferno stacks on there. You do want to keep Thriving Plague on those limbs, or on the legs, I mean, because the legs are a little bulkier. Come on, armor. We don't want any armor left. There we go. There we go. Finish off that leg. Nice. There we go. That'll be a quick, easy kill with our Purifying Blast Body Focus deck. And that was deck 4. No. There, deck 3. Deck 4 is not bad, but the Totem RNG, it takes so long with the Purifying Blast. It's just quicker to take it down with the Inspiring Force. So I'm going with deck 3, and we'll finish off that torso, move up to the head, and should be done real quick. Wow. Yeah. 5 seconds. Great. Okay, we can move on to Portal 39. We've got a Juck with a 25% increase to burst chance and minus 15% affliction damage. Okay, so burst is going to be great on this one. And our decks available, we got Fusion Bomb with the Armor Focus and Swarm. We've got a Body Focus with Grim. We've got Ancestral Favor, Clenchip Barrage, and Flak. That's a beautiful deck for this Titan. We got Ancestral Favor with the Torso Focus. We've got Purifying Blast with the Body Focus. Totem with the Purifying Blast. And we've got Thriving Plague with Blazing Inferno. And we've got an Armor Focus with Whip and Blazing Inferno. I think this is no questions. Deck 3 is definitely the best pet here with your burst chance increase. It's going to proc so fast. The Clenchip Barrage will ramp up so fast, and you only have to take down the legs and the torso, and you're good. Legs, torso, head, sorry. All right. Come on, burst buff. Work your magic. Here we go. Head's down. Torso, armor's down. You can finish off head. Move to torso. A beefier leg. Done. Great. 3.6 million damage. Went well. And we can move on to Portal 40. We've got Tarot the Seeker. We've got 25% increase to all limb damage and minus 20% all head damage. So we'd probably be doing ourselves a favor to look for a Psycho deck on this one, because we can ignore the head and get all the limbs. Alright, so what we have available is Ancestral Favor, Clenchip Barrage, and Flak. We've got Ancestral Favor with a Torso Focus. We've got Purifying Blast with a Body Focus. We've got a full armor deck. Totem with Purifying Blast. We've got a Limb Focus with Decaying Strike. We've got Victory March with Haymaker. And we've got a nice juicy Affliction, Thriving Plague, Blazing Inferno deck. Yeah, I'm going to go with Blazing Inferno, Thriving Plague, deck 8, and give a heavy focus to the torso and take the limbs down. I think I can get this in one deck. This is definitely my best chance for, this deck is definitely my best chance for a one deck clear. So get those stacks on there, focus that torso real heavy. Make sure the stacks stay on. Come on, stacks, you gotta stay on there. Die, die, die. Yeah, okay, well, if we're not going to be able to finish this all, we need to make sure these limbs go down. Okay, well, we did what we could, 3 million. We just got a couple 100,000 left to finish off. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I think the debuff wasn't enough to, I can't say that for sure. It's possible that deck 1 could have cleared if you just did a head, torso, leg clear, but yeah, I don't know. It's possible, but I think I did go with my best bet and just didn't quite have enough, just 200 short. So we'll just finish that off real quick with deck 3. Yeah, I think it was definitely possible to take that whole thing down with deck 1, the Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, and Flak. It is definitely possible. Uh, if I did it again, I would try that, but I can't guarantee it would have gone through. All right, Portal 41, we've got another Takdar, 10% increase to all support effects and 15% decrease to all burst damage. All right, we got a Fusion Bomb Swarm with Armor Focus. We've got a Body Focus with Grim, Body Focus Purifying Blast. We've got all Armor Focus. We've got Head Focus with Ancestral Favor. We've got Limb Focus with Decaying Strike. We've got Limb Focus with Thriving Plague, and we've got Whip with Blazing Inferno Armor Focus. Okay, this is, for me, this is definitely a 2-deck takedown. I'm going to have to say probably your best bet for a 1-deck takedown on this one. Yeah, I don't see it. I do not see it. Maybe. No. Possibly deck 5 if you have a really high level Ancestral Favor and Skull Bash, but I seriously doubt it. Seriously doubt it. Their buff is all support effects. Okay, so Ancestral Favor does get a double buff on that. But yeah, I don't see it. I'm going to have to go for all armor and then finish off the body with deck 3. Again, this is what I did last time. Yeah, I don't see any other deck doing it with a single hit. So that's what I'll go for. Go for deck 4, all armor clear. And we do have to get all the armor down because for Takdar you have to get every single part down. Get these arms down first so that we can get Flak working on them. And I don't think Flak will take down any one of them, but it'll definitely do some solid damage to him. Come on. I need you RNG to work with me here. Oh, come on. Why is the RNG? Okay, so can we get 1 limb? Wow. That is just a little over 2 million, so we did better than last time. But this Titan is a lot later in the raid, so it's a little bit, maybe considerably beefier. So we've got, this is going to take too long for Grim to wait to ramp up. So it's going to be between 3. Yeah, it's got to be 3. It's got to be 3. We'll take down the big ones first. Take down the big parts first, so that if Acid Splash has to be the one to kill because Purifying Blast isn't proccing, it'll be the last ones, the last parts. Come on. Okay, we can leave Acid Splash kill that. There we go. Yep, 2-deck takedown for me. I do not see any possibility to take that down with 1 deck unless, like I said, you're able to capitalize on the double buff that Ancestral Favor gets with the head deck. But I just don't see it. This is probably a 2-deck takedown for most people. Maybe a 3-deck takedown for some people. All right, Portal 42. We've got a Sterile. Plus 25% to all head damage and minus 20% to all arm damage. So that makes us really want to look for the 4-piece kill, the head, torso, hand, leg, I think. Yeah, we got fusion for our decks. We got Fusion Bomb Swarm. We've got Body Focus with Grim. We've got Ancestral Favor with Torso Focus. We've got Swarm with Decaying Strike and Rancid Gas. We've got a Limb Armor Focus. We've got a Head Haymaker Focus. Or sorry, Head Focus with Haymaker. And we've got Ancestral Favor with the Head Focus. And we've got Thriving Plague with Blazing Inferno and Rancid Gas. What was our head damage increase, arm damage decrease? Okay. Head damage increase. Okay. For me, I think my best bet for a one deck takedown is going to be on deck 3. We get head damage bonus from our buff, and we've got our major torso damage focus here. So I think we can get head and torso and do as much damage as we can to the limbs. Possibly have to go back for a second hit on the limbs with one of these decks. I'm going to say probably this deck, the body focus deck. So there we go. We'll give it a shot. All right, obviously torso goes down first, then we'll move to the head. There we go. Fully ramped up, 31k, 31k per smack. It's doing good damage. Torso so bulky on sterile, so bulky. And we can move to the head. We got damage buff. It's still not going to be as nice as it was on the torso, but the head is considerably smaller on sterile. Oh man, okay, let's try and get this armor down as much as possible. All right, yeah, I should have focused the armor. So when you do this, if you can't get it with one hit, if you can't get it with one hit on that deck, it's also possible. 8 is definitely a possibility. You're going to be running into that arm debuff though, and if you avoid the head, which is what you would do with this cycle deck, you're missing out on your buff. So if you go with 3 and you're not able to take it down, definitely clear, instead of doing extra damage to the head after the armor falls, you should definitely clear the leg and the hand armor so that you can kill it quicker with your deck 2. Yeah. So I'm gonna go deck 2. And we want Grim to ramp up on that leg as fast as possible to get that armor down. So we're gonna start on the leg. There we go. Grim's fully ramped up. Now we can take the armor down as quick as possible, and it won't be as vital to have Grim to take down the hand and the leg, or sorry, the hand and the head. There we go. That was not even 700,000 damage. So yeah, it's definitely doable with one deck. I would say probably definitely your best, or well, yeah, your best bet's with the torso focus because you get the extra bonus damage on the head. All right, Portal 43. We've got plus 25% all affliction damage. We've got minus 20% all torso damage. That's fine. Mohawka, you don't want to hit the torso anyway, so afflictions are going to do great on this one. We got fusion with the armor focus and swarm. We've got ancestral favor, clinch it, barrage, flak. We've got armor limb deck. We've got a head with haymaker deck. We've got victory march grim shadow deck. We've got a victory march with clinch it, barrage, and racer wind. We've got a totem with purifying blast deck, and we've got a head focus with ancestral favor. They really didn't do us any favors with the affliction decks, did they? Yeah. Only armor with swarm, and then grim shadow with victory march, which is really pathetic. I'm gonna go ahead and go with deck 2, ancestral favor, clinch it, barrage, and flak. I don't see me clearing it in one deck, so I'm going to try and clear the arms as quick as possible. Yeah, I'll clear the arms as quick as possible and finish on the head. So see if we can't take down this armor. Move on to the next. Move on to the other arm. Last arm. Leg. Leg. Take down that head armor. and then finish off those little bitty bits. I really hope I can take down all these limbs. Should be able to. Yes. All right. Okay, so nothing but the head left. We got 3.48 million damage with that deck. You just finish off with the head deck. Where was that head deck? There's two. I think we go with Ancestral Favor because it gives you the burst chance increase. And it'll just, it takes a little bit. Oh my goodness. Am I going to get any stacks on Ancestral? Not a single stack on Ancestral Favor. Whatever. Thank you, RNG. I appreciate it. All right, we can move on to Portal 44. We got Mohawka. Our buff is 25% burst damage and minus 15% affliction damage. So we're looking for Mohawka is a cycle titan, so it might be this might be difficult. We've got Fusion Bomb with Armor Focus and Swarm. We've got Body Focus with Purifying Blast. We've got Limb Armor Focus. We've got Head with Haymaker. We've got Full Armor Focus. We've got Totem with Purifying Blast. We've got a good Affliction deck, Thriving Plague, Blazing Inferno, Rancid Gas, and we've got a Whip deck with Armor Focus. Yeah, this is man. We've taken a debuff to Affliction. I think with deck 7 we can definitely get the arms down. We might not be able to finish the head off, but we can finish the head off with deck 2 as long as we get that armor taken down. So we're going to go with deck 7, hopefully get all the limb parts dead and focus as much damage on the head, hopefully drop the armor. All right, so this is a situation where you definitely want to focus the limbs. Usually whenever you're doing a Thriving Plague deck, you don't want to focus them too hard because you're afraid they'll die too quick. Not in this situation. You want to get those puppies dead. There we go. It's okay to get a stack on that head going. It just keeps our damage flying. There we go. Okay, now we can focus on finishing them off. There we go. And get as much damage. Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me. One little dinky shred left on the leg. But we got some good damage on that head armor. I believe it was halfway, yeah. So I feel like we need to go 6. We can just do a little tappy tap on the leg to finish it off, and then the head should go down real fast. Maybe even start on the head because we've got so much damage to do it. Yeah, we're going to go deck 6, start on the head, and just barely nick that leg to finish it. We might not even have to hit the leg because I believe Mohawka with the head and limbs all down, yeah, there's a little bit of leeway there. So we're good. All right, 44 is clear. We can move on to 45. We've got Sterile. Our buff is plus 20% all raid damage. That's a great buff. And minus 50% all affliction damage, which is not too bad. We've got Fusion Bomb with Swarm and Rancid Gas. We've got Body Focus with Grim. We've got Limb and Armor Focus. We've got Head with Haymaker. We've got Full Armor Focus. We've got Limb Focus with Decaying Strike. We've got Victory March with Haymaker. And we've got a Limb Thriving Plague. Yeah. We got a... what was it? Raid damage, affliction damage. Okay, so all raid damage is increased. Yeah, with the decks available, I don't see me taking this one down with one deck. If you were to take this down with one deck, I feel like your best bet yeah, I don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening for this one. Possibly, I guess it's possible to take it with that torso, though. You have nothing to focus the torso down. Nothing. So this is, for me, this is going to be armor focus. Take down all the armor. And then after all the armor is down, we'll move on to either deck 7. Oh, deck 7 will probably be good to finish that torso down. Yeah. All right, let's get the armor dead. We don't have to focus more parts than we need to, so we'll just take down the hand, leg, move on to the head. There we go. Beautiful. And then torso, as much damage as we can possibly get on that torso. And then finish off that hand. See how much damage we can do to that leg. Actually, okay, yeah, I just saw a possibility to do better. Yeah, there's definitely a possibility to do better. Okay, so with that deck, I should have focused down 3 hand parts instead of a hand and a leg. That way Victory March would have been given a bigger increase in damage. So that was my mistake there. So if you do this, the armor clear, and then onto the body, with Victory March, you need to go 3 hand parts, a hand and like for example this hand and these 2 hand pieces instead of the hand and the leg. That way you clear out more parts for Victory March to do more damage. All right, but we do have nothing but body left, head and torso. So I can actually probably do it fine with deck 2. Yeah, actually I don't know what I was talking about. We're going to go with deck 2, start out on the torso so Grim Shadow can get ramped up, and then finish off the head with just the general, oh come on, stacks, there we go. Yeah, one more, there we go. All right, we got our full stacks on the torso. We shouldn't need Grim Shadow to finish off the head. Yeah, but it will help. The little bit of damage that it adds will help. There we go. All right, 45 cleared. We can move on to 46. We've got Juck. With Juck, we've got 40% increase affliction chance and 20% decrease affliction duration. So affliction gets a buff and a debuff on this one. We've got Fusion Bomb with Swarm with Armor Focus. We've got Torso or Body Focus with Grim. We've got Head Focus with Haymaker. Victory March with Grim. Victory March with Clench Barrage and Razor Wind. We've got Armor Focus. We've got Thriving Plague Limb Focus, and we've got Whip, Armor, and Blazing Inferno. Blazing Inferno? Blazing Inferno. Affliction duration is decreased, affliction chance is increased. So, oh. That is actually a really good buff for Fusion Bomb. Unfortunately, that's only an armor focus though, so the second the armor goes down, it's going to be doing peanuts for damage. So, I'm going to say our best bet is to go with deck 7 and clear all limbs. And then we can either go deck 3 or deck 5 to finish it off. So let's go deck 7, clear the limbs and head. Limbs and head is what we're going to focus down here. Give me that stack. Yeah. Come on. You stay on there. You stay on there. There we go. All right, well, can we get one stack? Yeah, there we go. Oh, almost got the whole armor. That's not bad, all things considered. Okay, and we just need to take down the head. And chance and duration. This might be our bet. 4 might be our best bet. You have to wait so long for the Haymaker to activate, and even then, sometimes if it's during the transition. No, you know what? It's not going to be during the transition because Skull Bash is going to take down that little binky bit of armor real fast. So we'll go ahead and go with deck 3. Deck 3, I believe it was the head deck, and just depend on Skull Bash to take down that. Yeah, no problem. And then Haymaker can do its full damage to the body. Good. My screen is just constantly doing little flickers. Oh no! Did my recording stop? think my recording may have stopped. I don't know what happened there. BlueStacks never did that. Maybe Mumu isn't great for this. All right, my recording says it's still going. So we'll go ahead and finish this. All right, back to solar raids. We're still recording. Hopefully we don't have any trouble here. We can move on to 47. Plus 25% all head damage and minus 5% all support effects. So we've got Fusion Bomb with Swarm, we've got Fusion Bomb with Swarm with Armor Focus, we've got Body Focus with Grim, we've got Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, and Flak, we've got Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, and Psychic Chain, we've got Armor Focus with Limb, Victory March with Clanship Barrage and Razorwind, and we've got the Whip, Blazing Inferno, Armor Focus. Yeah, this is going to be a 2-deck one for me, and I think my best bet would be to go Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage, and Psychic Chain and clear as many of those body parts as possible and finish off with deck 7. That's what we'll do. Okay, focusing on the shoulder first. We'll take this arm pieces down, move on to the next arm piece, onto the next arm piece, next arm. Come on, baby. Leg. A little bit bulkier than the hands, it's fine. And then on to the next hand. Good. And then as much damage as we can do to the torso before the time runs out. All right, well, that's what we could do. 3.29 million, not too shabby. And we can go ahead and finish off with a Victory March, Clanship Barrage, Razorwind deck, which will work out fine. We'll have to cut through the armor with Razorwind, but it's all right. With Clanship Barrage, it should be ramped up a little bit by the time we move up to it. Yeah, we're doing 25. So, and then Victory March, of course, has got it ramped up too. So, quick kill. There we go. That's 47 cleared. We can go on to 48. We've got Fusion Bomb with the Armor Focus at Swarm. Oh, let's look at our info. We've got 10% all support effects increase and 15% all burst damage. Okay, burst damage is not too bad. Burst chances I find is the worst one for burst. Okay, we've got Fusion Bomb with Armor Focus, Ancestral Favor with Clanship Barrage and Skull Bash, Ancestral Favor, Clanship Barrage and Fragmentize. We've got Victory March with Grim. We've got All Armor Focus. We've got Totem with Torso Focus. We've got the Limb Focus with Decaying Strike, and we've got the Limb Focus with Thriving Plague. Yeah, I think this is a pretty clear. Wait, was it? Burst damage support effects. Okay, so support effects gives a double buff to Ancestral Favor and Rancid Gas. Yeah, I want to say this is. I want to say this is going to be armor clear. 2-deck. This is going to be a 2-deck clear. Low jack's usually a 2-deck clear when you get this late in the raid. So we're going to go. Yeah, we're going to go armor clear and then body clear. So see if we can't get down all that armor. Start with the higher parts. Move on to those. Come on, armor. Disappear. Here we go. Got that one. That one. Right, we want to get all the armor. Or as much as the armor as possible anyway. There we go. Nice. Now we can just take down these limb parts so we have less parts to focus down. And maybe if we had better RNG, we could have finished off the head. 3.8 million, still nothing to sneeze at. It's pretty good damage. And we can finish off with with deck 3 or deck 2. Yeah, deck 2 finishes this off quick. We'll have the rest of the head to ramp up, Clanship Barrage, and then we can just move down to torso. Once torso's gone, we can move down to legs. And we should be all right. Yeah, quick and easy kill. Back to portals, we can go to 49. Info is plus 25% all arm damage, minus 20% all leg damage. So, if we can do a deck where we hit the arms, torso, and head, that'd be great, and just avoid the legs. We got Fusion Bomb Swarm with armor focus. We've got limb armor focus. We've got body with purifying blast. We've got limb armor focus, pure armor focus. We've got totem with purifying blast. We've got Victory March with Haymaker, and we've got Thriving Plague with limb focus. Yeah, I feel like we Yeah, I don't think we transition's gonna be rough with deck 6 for totem. We might be further ahead just to go all armor and then all body. So our best armor deck is probably probably 5. We go all armor and then all body. So deck 5 all armor and avoid the legs. Just get each arm and then after the arms we'll go torso and then head. And whatever little bit of damage we have left, if we have any left, we'll just focus it on the arms. Oh my word. Yeah, these are going down so slow. Yeah, all right, well, can we at least get one? Of course not. All right, 2.3 million with the armor deck. We can move on to our body deck now. We'll go Purifying Blast. I'm pretty sure that's our best bet. Yeah, that's our best bet. Go deck 3, Purifying Blast with Inspiring Force. Finish off those limbs. I think Acid Splash finishes that off. There we go. Come on, give me some good RNG here. Good RNG. That's what we're looking for. All right, that went well. Now we can move on to our last portal, Portal 50. And our raid effects are 20% increase to all raid damage and 20% decrease to affliction chance. So we've got a low jack, we've got Fusion Bomb with Swarm and Rancid Gas. Wow. I think that's the first time we've had a Rancid Gas instead of a Prismatic Force or Prismatic Rift. We've got Body Focus with Grim. We've got Rancid Gas with Swarm and Acid Splash. We've got Body Focus with Purifying Blast. We've got a Head Focus with Haymaker. Victory March with Grim. All Armor Focus. And the Totem with Purifying Blast. Okay. Well, this is going to be a 2-deck takedown because I can do the most damage with deck 8, but 3 transitions is rough in the first place. So I don't see us doing a whole low jack with that. So we're just going to go ahead and do the Fusion Bomb Swarm and try to take down all the armor. I feel like Fusion Bomb Swarm does more damage than the deck 7, the pure armor focus. So we'll go ahead and do Fusion Bomb Swarm, get all that armor down, and as much as we can using that Rancid Gas buff. There we go. Come on. All right, whatever. We just do this. Come on. I can do better than this. Yikes. Well, 3 million is still pretty decent. After looking at that, I think probably would have been further ahead to just go with deck 7, the armor deck. I can't say for sure though. It really, Fusion Bomb did well. 3 million damage is nothing to sneeze at. but we do have quite a bit of armor left to break through, so I think we do totem because we do have 3 transitions. We can do 3 transitions with totem, so we should be all right. We'll do torso first, and from torso we'll go to head, and then pray that we have enough time left over to finish off those legs. Come on! Why won't the stacks go off? RNG hates me. Okay, leg. Come down to the leg, buddy. Come on. Come on. Okay, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. There we go. 2.57 million damage to finish off the solo raids. And that's it. That's it for the solo raids for March 20th. We got them all finished. Don't forget to head over to your options and turn your raid retry back on. That way, for your next clan raid, you'll be ready to attack. And thanks for watching. Leave any comments or criticisms you have. I'm trying to make this better each week. You can probably tell I've been working using the new emulator, using the new OBS recorder. Next week, hopefully, I'll have a new graphics card to work with, or I'll have my issue with my graphics card worked out so that I can not have to deal with the screen blanking out every 3 or 4 minutes. So I'll see you guys next week.